Well, I'm joined now by some of those who call Birmingham home and can reflect on the changes taking place and what the future holds. Liam Byrne, the Labour MP for Birmingham Hodge Hill, Salma Yaqoob, formerly of the Respect Party and now working in mental health services in Birmingham, Star Anderton, a UKIP councillor in Dudley, and Mikel, otherwise known as Devilman, a grime musician hailing from Birmingham. Welcome to you all. We're going to have to rattle through this. We've got 7 minutes and a lot to cover. Let me start with you, Liam Byrne. You must be rather proud of this because you started the funding for this, didn't you?
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing. I mean, it's an engineering miracle. I mean, it's absolutely gorgeous and it's created thousands and thousands of jobs. So it's exactly the kind of badge of pride that we were looking for here in the city.
Is it going to revive the city in terms of its spirit, in terms of its economy?
Not on its own, but it's part of a massive amount of regeneration that we've kind of driven through. And it's been good for jobs. It's a good start. We obviously need a lot more. We still don't get our fair share of investment here in Birmingham. We don't get the same kind of investment that is concentrated in London and the South East. But it's a good start and we're proud of it. OK, Salma Yaqoob, are you proud of it?
Of course it's a beautiful building, but are we sure to offer great shopping experiences in Birmingham? No. We've got Selfridges, it's an iconic building, we've got Byrne, the largest shopping centre in Europe. Yeah. And my concern is that hundreds of millions of pounds of public money has gone into this, whereas in Birmingham we have a housing crisis. People already here are suffering real economic hardship, and yet on education and housing we have underinvested as a city, and I think that's where we need to be prioritising, not just for now, but for future generations.
So you think it's a vanity project, essentially?
Definitely.
But vanity projects can work, can't they? I mean, they can revive the economy of certain areas.
We were lacking, but as I pointed out, we have the largest shopping centre in Europe. We have Selfridges, we have iconic buildings, we have the new library. We've got a lot to be shouting about and proud about. I'm a proud Brummie. But what I am concerned about, and Kerslake's review pointed this out, is that for decades, not just about this local authority right now, that actually hundreds of millions of pounds that should have gone to housing, that should have gone to education, skills training, haven't, and Bromleys have actually been shortchanged by that. OK, very briefly, Mikel, would you tell all your colleagues who are in the creative industries in London to ditch London and come to Birmingham?
Well, I wouldn't say that at the minute, but Birmingham is a great place at the minute. Like, loads of people are moving from London to come to Birmingham and other big cities to come here because all the facilities we've got. You can start businesses here, you can do a lot, man. It's good for the music. I'm for the people, I'm a music man. And it's great, man. OK, so let's move on to the next subject. Birmingham, the city of sanctuary, taking in all these refugees. I mean, 50 so far, Star Anderton, that's not exactly a lot, is it?
It's 50, it's not a lot, no. However, it's then the knock-on costs when you go to look at the infrastructure. As Salma said, housing's poor here already. Where are we going to house these people? Who's decided what numbers we're going to take? I'm a councillor. I haven't been consulted. I found out my council have offered 20 families places without going through any sort of democratic process.
But are you happy with the 50 or do you think that's too much already?
I don't even know, to be quite honest. There's so many people coming in from Eastern Europe and other places as well that there just isn't the space and the work and everything else for them.
Just to point out, the 50 who are coming will be coming with UN money, so that was already factored in terms of services and resource. But what's interesting is that the citizens of Birmingham have actually lobbied the council to say that they should be doing more, and I think that says something about the goodwill. I mean, people are suffering here, as Star's pointed out. But the fact is, we are sitting on £6 billion of assets as a city. Yeah. We have got a huge local pension fund. And if cities like Manchester and places like Islington can invest using their pension funds for the people of their cities, there's no reason why we can't. I think there's enough for everybody, but it's about the political choices that have been made and the ones that have not been made.
Yeah. Liam Byrne, let me turn to you. I mean, Munich, a city of slightly big, I think Munich is about 1.5 million, has taken in tens of thousands of refugees, and actually relations are still pretty good between the refugees and those who welcome them. What is the limit for how many people Birmingham should take? In your view, as a former immigration minister especially?
It's a lot more than we're currently offering to take. I mean, this is a city that has been built on tolerance and toil of incomers and newcomers for a couple of centuries now.
It's a city of immigrants, isn't it? Yeah.
Well, it is. And actually, we're very proud to be a city of sanctuary, and we're very proud, that we're a council that passed last Tuesday a motion, actually, with cross-party support to take the first 50 families. Personally, I think we could be taking 10 times that level. And actually what we need is the government to get behind us and say, actually, there are people in this country, like the citizens of Birmingham, who want to open their arms and offer that sanctuary, and we're going to back them up. That's now our demand of government, to give us the backup to offer that welcome.
Okay, if the backup were to come, how many do you think this city should take? Well, give me a number.
Well, I personally think we should be aiming for at least 500 over the next couple of years, and I think we should be making that offer to the government and saying, look, if you make sure that we've got the resources in housing, the resources in health services, resources in often primary schools as well, then actually I think the city would welcome that.
Okay.
Peace, moderation and equality, basically, yeah? All we need to do is like get the balance right, because too much of one thing's not good for no one in it, so we just got to have the balance.
What's the balance like at the moment?
Well, at the minute it's all right. At the minute it's all right, but we're looking to have a big flush coming in, then the balance could get a bit, out of shape. So
don't you think, Star, that it adds to the rich nature of the city if you have all these, refugees coming in up to a certain point, because you're already a city of immigrants?
Well, everywhere as immigrants, none of us can say we're all go back to flipping doomsday. But what should happen is the government should be doing more with the £12 billion that we have for disasters and overseas aid. They should be using that in the refugee camps all over the Middle East, and Saudi should be doing something for them as well. Everybody needs to work together to do this. If people don't work together, I wonder what's going to happen.
Okay, let me ask you, I think we've run out of time, sadly, but I just want to ask you one last question, Liam Byrne. You're off to the Labour Party conference tomorrow. It's Jeremy Corbyn's first as a party leader. Could it be his last?
No, not at all. I think Jeremy is brought to the front of house.
But you don't support him, do you?
No, but what I welcome is the fact that he's brought to the front of house in the Labour Party that anger at injustice and that sense of idealism that I'm afraid had got a bit lost over the last few years. Okay.
Thank you very much indeed. I can't name you all because I simply run out of time, but thank you very much for joining us here in this wonderful place.